Hey guys, so the last video that I did from the office, heading to my son's basketball game now. Last video I did was on how do you get on purpose early in the morning? How do you set your day off on that high vibration? We talked about Gaia, talked about getting in high vibration however you get there, but the quickest way, if you don't have a routine already, is just to get in that sense of gratitude, right? I have friends in the 12-step program or other programs, and you know, they have this wonderful saying. It's like, you either have a program or you're in the program, you're in the matrix. So having a program first off and having that routine, Gaia, gratitude, aligning with it, set your intention to be that high vibration all day long, and then ultimately be aware through the rest of the day of what your language is. So what do we control? Like when we're looking at our own inner world, what do we control? Like what are the things that we actually control? We control our inner world. We control our own language. What does that mean? So saying get to versus have to. I tell the story all the time. My clients get so sick of this story, and you know who you are, of being at the bank like 6 months ago, and it hit me, and all these things hit me. Like, you know, I'm not perfect in this, believe it or not. So doing the work is so amazing because I get to do the work with everybody, with you guys, and then I get to do the work of myself. But the idea is, I'm in the bank, sitting there, the line is long, it's in the middle of all the, you know, the stuff, and I've got a mask on, and I'm 10 deep in a line, and I'm sitting there going, oh my God, I've got to stand here in line for the bank. Like, are you kidding me? But I was putting $3,000 in the bank. I was like going to put a $3,000 deposit in the bank, and it hit me like, wait, there's a lot of people that would love to be putting $3,000 in the bank right now. Just in the world, in general, in front of me, probably in this line. And I mean, how cool is this? I'm putting $3,000 in the bank in the middle of all this stuff. I don't want to say the word because I don't want to get, you know, my little video taking off, like they would even worry about me. But the bottom line is, the minute I said, oh my God, I get to stand in line for the bank. I get to stand in line for the bank. I get to put I get to put, no, I wish it was 10 grand. I get to put $3,000 in the bank. I get to put money in the bank today. That is pretty cool. The minute I shifted my language, my self-talk, that shifted that vibration, that shifted that energy, and all of a sudden, I put my earbuds in, I put some good stuff on, and I was all about being cool with standing there and knowing that this is not happening to me, this is happening for me. And that's a little mantra that we're going to use. Now that also, so the putting, not just the earbuds in, but just going to your search engine. So what is your search engine telling you? What are the things that you're asking yourself? So there's 4 questions that you can start to ask yourself that will start to shift what your inner world is going to present in terms of reality to the outer world. And again, one of my friends who's a director always tells me, you know, a director gets to look at the light and the way things are lit and the lens that they put on things and all of that. So we get to choose those things. What's the lens that we put on things? What's the way that we light it? Are we lighting it in some dark sense that is like some horror, you know, noir? Or are we lighting it in some way that serves us, that like works for us? So in doing that, you know, what is the search engine that we set? You know, how do we set this up? So the questions that we can ask are, is this true? You know, so when you get stuck in something, first question you want to ask yourself is this true? Is this something that I know absolutely 100% is true? Because most of the time, the story that we're telling ourselves, it's not true. Most of the time. Now, are there times when it's true? Yeah. But most of the time, it's just some story that you're telling yourself. It's just some lens that you are seeing the world through, that you have blocked yourself off to all these other possibilities. So once you ask yourself, is this true? You start to shift that. You start to shift that energy, and you start to get in a different place where you start to see possibilities. Now, sometimes you're going to say, yes, it's true. This person hates me. Is it true? Yes, it's true. This person hates me. Okay. Well, if that's true, does it serve me? Or whatever it is that you're feeling is true, does it serve me? Like, is it absolutely something that serves me? Is it something that even if it's true, does it work for me? If it's not working for you, then we need to shift that reality. We need to shift that focus. We need to shift what that looks like. So what would that look like to shift that focus? So you have to start asking yourself, is it true? Does it serve me? What are all the infinite ways that I'm not looking at? What are all the ways that other things can be true? What are all the things that I might be ignoring? What are all the things that I might not be focused on? That all of a sudden, once I shift that focus, then I can start to look at it like, well, maybe this person's just having a bad day. Maybe I'm just having a bad day. Maybe this isn't something from my past, some old programming that I'm looking at it through that same lens, like my director friend. Maybe it's not as bad as I thought. And then that leads us to the next one. And this is the one that can be tougher to ask. It's next level to ask, but once you ask it, it opens up the rest of the world. And that is, what's the gift in it? What's the gift in this? What's the thing that is going to take me to the next level? And once you ask that, what's the gift in it? You open up resources, you open up ideas, because your mind, your wonderful meaning-making mind is designed to give you answers. So if you say, oh my God, why does this always happen to me? Then it's going to go, well, here's all the reasons, because you're this and you're this and you're this, and all of them are from the past. But once you start to shift to what's the gift in this? What's the thing that's going to take me forward? What's going to move me forward in this new, awesome, unbelievable me that I'm falling in love with, that I want to be, and that I want to vibrate at? Then all of a sudden, these new resources come to you. These new things come to you, and you start to feel like, yeah, I got this. Not only do I got this, but this is all happening for me. None of it's happening to me. And once you start to feel like it's all happening for you and none of it's happening to you, those resources start to come. That gift starts to come. I mentioned in the last video, I have my friend that I'm working on with cancer. She started to say, I started to realize, instead of the worst thing that ever happened to me, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. This is going to give me so many, once, when, and will kick the crap out of this thing. I'm going to have so many resources. I'm going to be that person for other people. And so once she started looking at it like that, like, what's the gift in this? This thing is happening for you. And now all of a sudden, all these resources start coming for. And by the way, which of any of it is true? Right? Which of any of it is true? We get to decide what's true. And when you look at it from that lens of it's all happening for you, you get to decide what's true. You get to decide what serves you. You get to decide that lens of reality. Once you control your inner world, the rest of the outside world will start to reflect that. It starts to rise up and meet you in that place. Love you all. Peace and love. I hope this helped, and I will talk to you soon.